Yo, what's going on, guys? So today I wanted to talk about the two extremes of comp, right? Where I've had two different teams yesterday. One of them was my made up of my personal friends and like a group that I've run with to get to around about like 1300 to 1400, and the other one is a pickup team that I found last night at about I think it was 11 p.m. and we got to 1600. Now I've run with the team made up of my friends Sam, Jeremy, and Alex for quite a while, and the first extreme that I'd like to talk about is tilt and throwing. So basically, to start this off, I'm going to go and show you my loadout. So to pay homage to my boy Sam, I'm going to use the Chaperone and Nature of the Beast because I don't have Lunar Tile yet. And I'm doing a disrespectful Chaos Reach today with the Thagamizers, not the Thagamizers, the Geomag Stabilizers on Middle Tree Stormcaller. And so if this gameplay doesn't look as good as my previous one, or as bad as my previous one, I'm keeping it pretty consistent then. So yeah, so as I said on the first extreme, there was the tilted me. So I played one comp match with them yesterday, with my usual team, and I just wasn't feeling it. I was already like pretty pissed off getting on, and so I was just pretty much just hopping on to see how the guys are doing. And one of my friends had to go to sleep, so he just wanted to do one comp match, and so instantly I thought like, oh, one comp match, really? Like, you want to run just one? Because to me, if I'm going to run comp, I like to run multiple matches. But for his circumstances, I kind of understood, you know, because he had to get to sleep. He's got work. He's actually a functioning human being, and so it wasn't his fault. I was already pissed off. I was already on the thing, but my first intentional thought was to throw. And what I did was I mixed up my loadouts to basically something I've never used quite a bit, or something that wouldn't be probably the best idea for the current playlist I was on, but I still ran with it because like Rob was already pissed, and that was just wrong. There are many things that are many reasons why people lose in team matches. It isn't just because of the single player, right? So, like, you know, like there are many things that go into it, but it does help that the single player in that team does try to contribute to whatever's going on, and I did not contribute, and so that was a very bad implementation of my own skills and what I was supposed to be doing. And what would have been good is if I ran a loadout that I'm used to and actually stuck together with my team and, you know, be helpful. But instead I chose to be a cunt about it. But yeah, that first extreme is quite common, to be honest. Like, a lot of teams that you run against, run with or run against, like, it usually only happens with like teams with bad chemistry, or just people that are just generally toxic by nature, and so if they don't think they're gonna win the game, they just instantly just throw it like straight away, and that's just not how it's supposed to be. Like, regardless of many things in a competitive lobby, the worst thing you can do is absolutely do fuck all, you know, because you're there to help your team out. You're not there to be a fucking waste of space. See, a team losing together, but having the same plan as a team. A team with one person doing their own thing and then fucking off to go and solo kill himself. Sorry, I had to quickly close the door. Is not a team. That's just someone just doing a selfish mistake for their own good. Chaos Reach. And so yeah, so that was the first extreme. So that was basically just the tilt slash doing it out of malice train, which is not good. Now the second extreme is basically just trying to find a pickup team, right? Like, we've all been there before. we've all looked for those randos on Reddit or like LFG, and you just run along and you're like hoping to God that this team is gonna actually like be the team that you're gonna run with for the rest of your life, and you're gonna get to Fabled or Legend with them, and then they end up being like absolute shitters. For this scenario, the team that I actually ran with was pretty damn good, and I'm quite happy with them. And yeah, I was actually quite lucky. But during our games, I got a message from one of the redditors that I messaged earlier to ask if he wanted to join my team, and he sent me some a colourful message after he lost a game against our team. And you know, the dude chose to solo queue, right, in the first place, and so he was already setting himself up for loss. And then, but he decided to continue with the game, which is absolutely fine. But then straight after the match, he loses to that loses to a 4-stack and instantly just flames that 4-stack. Come on now. That's not how you treat it. With when you're solo queuing in any kind of lobby, you come against a full stack of teams, you have to put like all your eggs into one basket and say, hey, it's a fucking 4-stack. Like this is a team that is communicating together, and there is a high chance they may lose and a low chance they may win. It doesn't mean that you're never going to win any of those games, it just means that there's a higher percentage chance that you'll lose, just because they have the oh so good ability of communication. And so since I got lucky with my 4-stack, with finding a team that night, I kind of feel like that could have been me. Like, you know, I could have just continued solo queuing and just accepted the fact that like you know, that I'll never find a team. But sometimes you just gotta keep looking, and you just gotta keep trying, and you gotta message people that you kind of respect, like as a player, and hope that they message you back and say, hey, like, I wouldn't mind playing with you because you did actually pretty well. But the whole entire like purpose of like comp and everything else is that it is to play to win and to play to improve. Those are the two most important things that you have inside the comp playlist. And so yeah, so all seriousness aside, I'm really enjoying using this loadout. I used it last night for a couple of my comp matches, but in comparison to like Luna's Howl and my Nature of the Beast, I think Luna's Howl beats me out majority of the time, and so I had to be extremely smart with my decisions and my decision making and all that stuff, because people can just straight up just fuck me in the ass when they want to. Other than that, yeah. So those are the two extremes of comp. It can happen quite often, especially with me, and sometimes the mindsets that I get into. I try to combat those mindsets by realizing that like not everything's in your power to control, and some things you just have to accept. Like, what the fuck's going on? But if you have good communication, you have players that are actually on your friends list that want to play, and they're actually quite fun to play with, then by all means keep queuing up with them. Oh my lord. God dang it. I think that one of the things that you can do to just improve in general is to just do some random 1v1s and rumble with your boys. It doesn't hurt. Get your boy to use his best loadout. Get absolutely stomped into the ground. As long as you learn from that stomping, you're fine. Like, the main thing is that when you run one of your closest friends that you usually do comp with, you usually find out their strats, and then alongside with that, you learn how to play with them or around them. I'm not gonna win this duel. But yeah,
1 minute left.
That's pretty much it for the commentary part. I don't think we're gonna win this game, but it was nice to just to air out some of the stuff that happened yesterday. As I said, I'm just gonna try and keep this as a daily thing, so that I keep up the consistency and just keep improving as a player. But thank you so much for tuning in today. You guys have a fantastic night.